Good afternoon, y'all. Samantha, Sam, Swirls and Swags, Decor. Welcome. Let me get these off because there's a shine and all the things. All right. Look at our drum we made last night, y'all. That is so cool. It only took us 4 hours. But, y'all, it matches the drum in his hand there. It matches here. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. I'm Samantha, y'all. Sam, Swirls and Swags, Decor. Welcome. If you're on the live right now, or you're probably on the replay, type in replay. Let me know who you are. Say, hey, tell me all the things. Have any questions or wants a design? That's what I make and I do. Doors, mailbox, garlands for your fireplace, railings. I had a guy did a whole rail outside his patio. So pretty. Anyway, so there's that. I'm on the east side of Birmingham. Tell me where you're located because I'd love to know. But I love these. They turned out so cute. It only took us forever because no one knew how to make a triangle. No, it is so cute though. It really is adorable. So let me set this here. I gotta go to the eye doctor here. Y'all, it took me longer. Why? Because my computer had to do a reload and all that, so then it didn't know who I was. Of course it don't. So, good gravy. I don't know what that was. So anyway, let me put these out behind us. Let me find us on the computer because Facebook likes to play games. They don't like us to be able to find ourselves, y'all. But welcome. Look, I'm only late because I literally, it's like, verify this. Make sure you're who you are. Tell us on your other device that, you know, check your Facebook login. And can't we just get there, please? Can we? Anyway, I'm here. And we're going to work for just a little while. I got to go to the doctor. I got to leave here about... Mute. Okay. So I got to be at the doctor's at 2:45. It takes me a whole whopping like 10-15 minutes, but that is the time school lets out. So there's that. Alright. So, we're going to cut some mesh. I counted my ties twice. There's 15. Sometimes there's 18, y'all. I used to always have a problem with that because I'd either cut too many or not enough, and it'd be because I didn't count my ties. And this frame came from the Hoblob, which is fine, but it is a 15-inch with 15 ties. Oh, I put a little center white loop in there to cover up my zip tie and such. I put white just so it'd pop a little bit better. So, there's that. Okay, I put that a while ago over here and it blew up. My air blowed it down. When I get back this evening, I got to go to the walls of the Hellmart. Let me aim y'all this away. But when I get back, we might try to make some drumsticks for the drummer. I was trying to think about it, but you know, I guess if I have two or one of these that's small, I do have some in yonder. But I may take one of these that's really, I need like thinner. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Look, we spent 4 hours last night trying to make a triangle. I have been. I got up, but then I went back to sleep. It's raining. Okay. Since I opened this, we're not going to do the tube sock on that one, I don't think. We're going to save the tube sock one. And, because we got the black and white that's got the little tubes. So that'll be a little contrast. I do have out some spare white. This is not a whole lot on here. Like I said, I got 15 ties. Have no idea how much is on this roll. But let's do this. The inside has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 on the inside. How many ties? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ties on the inside. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 8 and 7. That would be 15. So there's 8 on the outside, 7 on the inside. Y'all, it's hard to count. It's hard to do all the things. I thought about knitting needles because I did that once before when I made a crazy Christmas wreath for my neighbor who cuts my hair. She's a hairdresser. Hey, Cynthia, how are y'all this afternoon? Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. I would have been here sooner, but I had to verify who I was on because my computer had to reload. And when it does that, it takes out who you are on Facebook, apparently. But that's okay. I'd rather verify who I am than, you know. Alright. I want to make my blue curls big, or ruffles. I'm going to make ruffles. And this is a navy. I think I got this from BB Crafts as well. I do believe, because their wrappers are brown, and I think it came from them. I'm not 1,000, but just anyway, it's just your normal mesh with the blue foil going through it. I feel like I've seen a glue string because I was trying to glue something. Did y'all see? Let me show y'all, because y'all just jumping on. I didn't show it at the very beginning. I'm going to try to think of how to make... I did the needle things, making the horns of this hellish Santa thing. So anyway, y'all, look. And my beads, I don't know if y'all seen my little video this morning, but they stuck good. There's not a problem. So that glue worked perfect. And I think it just goes, y'all. It turned out so pretty. I'm still thinking about doing some jute or some twine between the triangles. I'm not 1,000. I kind of feel like if I did that, I should have done it before I did my bling. But I feel like it would make it look a little... I don't know, though. Either way, because these don't have nothing in the middle. They look identical. For real. They look great. So, thank y'all for hanging in there for the whole whopping 4 and something hours. I'm like, oh my gosh. I really didn't realize. I knew we'd been on here at least a couple of hours, but I didn't realize 4 hours and whatever it was, because I don't remember now. Let's just... Because I'm curious. Let me look. Why? Because Samantha got... y'all, it just dumbfounds me sometimes. Alright, so since I don't know how much is on here, I feel like I could get 7 good ruffle for the center. So my goal is to get at least 7. But we're going to put these in every tie. And then however many we can with the black and white. Yeah, the other black and white went on the peppermint swag. I was just like, can I steal some from off of something? No, because it's already been shipped. Oh, my gravy. How are y'all doing this afternoon? Hey, y'all. We're fixing to cut some mesh. I do have an eye doctor here at 2:45, which is 10 to 1. Golly. Hold on. I was on it, and then I went past it. Hold on. I'm curious. 4 hours and 24 minutes and 10 seconds. Trying to make some triangles. Anyway, good. Alright, y'all. Let me get something to... I just like something to hold my mesh down flat. Let me hang y'all downwards a little bit more. Let me turn this light over here. I did give me some new light bulbs up on my fan. I want to cut these longer because I don't know how much is on here. When you don't know, you gotta be careful. Alright, so let me kind of get this even right there. If you try to stay in that same line of triangle, square, rectangle, whatever squares in your mesh, that's where you don't get as much fray. But, you know, we ain't going to worry about it because we're going to curl them in. Alright, so I guess I'm going to go about... I tell you what, let's do it smart. Because I don't want to mess up. I want at least 7. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it back and forth. That's 2, 3... Yeah, see, that would have been 4. So we got to go a little smaller. That's fine. Look. All right, 1, 2. Okay, that's 3. That's 4. That's 5. All right, so let's see. We do them at, which we used to do a lot of, and I can just make curls. Back in the day, y'all, when we had 10-inch mesh, you know, we did 2 curls and 1 for the ruffle, and they was all 10 by 10. That's why they come out making the cruffle, because that way you can roll both edges in and scrunch it in the center, and you still get that same look, but because you're tucking those insides in, you don't have the fray. Alright, so anyway, see, let's say if we go 13 inches, maybe 12. Let's see what 12 gives us. 1. Okay, that's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost 6. Okay, so we're going to go 10. We'll just go 10. That's fine. We'll just get us a nice little curl. Fine. Come here. I'll be acting up. Okay, so we'll just cut 10, and we'll just cut curls. It'll be fine. But I do want to try to get it as best I can inside those little squares, because when you do a little curl, you can't tuck both edges. So if you'll line it up the best you can and try to stay in that same square, it won't fray as bad because it's going to be all in that one little row. Alright, so that's one. They're 10-inch, so it's a 10 by 10. We need 7, so if we mess up, we'll just put our bow over it, because that's another way of hiding your, oh my gosh, I didn't have enough of something. Put your bow over it. Put your decor, whatever your item you're using, you know, to hide that spot. I've done that many a time. Not lately, but, you know, it happens. Hold on. I'm trying to get it so I don't run short, y'all. Okay. Try not to be too anal right here, because, you know, snake. And you know, the less you mess with mesh, the less it will fray. The more you mess with it and move it around and stack it and pile it and pull it, it's going to fray easier on you. So, cut it. Leave it alone. I've got this whole thing so watered. It's a rough ride every day. It's just a different day. Every day. Y'all quiet today. What are y'all doing? Is it raining where y'all are? It's raining here. And I hate going to the Walmart. But I got to. One, I got to have something to wash them dishes. Like, I got one little tablet thing left. Last time I went, I got a coupon for like $3 off. And I grabbed the wrong. It wasn't the Cascade Plus. I'm like, of course it's not. And I thought I was paying better attention. But maybe with it raining, there ain't too many people there. I don't know. Okay. That's 4. Well, I'm gonna have, now I'm going to play. I don't know. We might be right at it. Stay where you at, son. Y'all are quiet. I don't know if y'all commenting or not. Somebody say something. I know a lot of people's had trouble with their comments. I'm on the 11. I'm going to back it up to the 10. If you are on here on the replay and you're looking for a design, this actually had sold. I had some spammer this morning wanting to know if it was for sale. Of course, I had like 10 friends and no life. All right, so 3, 4, 5. We just need 2 more. And we got it. So we're just going to cut this slap in half. Hang on. So now I feel like I could have went, you know, maybe 13. But safe than sorry. Hang on. Golly, them staples. I tell you, some of these things. Oh, they put 2 of them in there. No wonder. Make sure it don't go nowhere. Alright. In the trash. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of center this and cut it in the middle. Alright, so my mat's almost 2 foot. So, I'm just kind of dividing it on the 12, I guess, whatever that is. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, wait. No, because we got to do the blue first. Sorry. I was trying to think. Alright, so I don't want to touch these all that much. So let me set them back here out of the way. Right, those will go in the center, but we're going to put this in every tie first. You're here. Everybody's quiet. It's okay. It's fine. I appreciate y'all being here. You can be quiet. We don't mind. I do have this white. I'm thinking now that I might order add the black and the white. I don't know. We'll see how this looks, and then we'll go from there. If I don't need the white, I don't want to use it, but if I need it, I will. Start with a clean edge, because that's that factory edge that's all chewed up and gnarly. I have drank like a cup. Y'all, my coffee cup is like the size of 3 cups of coffee. And I normally just drink 1. And this morning I drank 2. And I swear, y'all see how bad I'm shaking? I am shaking just like I'm hyped. Sally, is it still snowing? Okay. Somebody, I don't know where these other people were. I don't know what, I guess they're up north, obviously. Okay, so now I need 15. Hold on, let's see how long we can. cut the blue because I really like the blue as big. So we have 360 inches divided by 15 ties equals 24 inches. Okay, so I'm going to cut like 23 because sometimes your mesh could be a little short. So I'd rather be safe than sorry and have a little spare. Okay, so 2 feet, which is as long as my mat. So I'm going to come all the way down here and just cut it right on the edge because that is actually 23. All right, one. Is it still snowing, Sally? No, it's raining. Okay, well, it's raining here too. Not bad. I mean, it's pretty good and wet, but it's just dreary now, you know. 2. Let's make these count. I amuse myself. Somebody got to do it. I haven't had a chance to watch my live. I did not realize it was so late last night, y'all. And again, I didn't realize we'd on here no 4 hours. I told y'all back in the day, I'd be on here 4 or 5 hours at a time. And I really did. Especially late night because that was my typical. Because I'd make sure he was fed and left me alone. If I didn't feed him before I come live, y'all know what I had to do? Get off and go making something to eat. Bobby Sue, she's so funny. She'd always go, because I'm like, okay, we're going to fix him an egg sandwich because it's quick, right? And so Bobby Sue's like, go fix him a sandwich. I'm like, egg sandwich. Not just egg sandwich, egg sandwich. And I got off last night and I was so hungry. I didn't realize it was so late, y'all. Anyway, point being, I fell asleep after I ate, of course. Why? Because I was tired. Now I've lost count. I think that's 5 or 6. Have y'all kept count? Because I've done forgot. Hello, Miss Nana's Home Treasures. What's your name? Welcome. Where are you at? I'm on the east side of Birmingham, Alabama, by the way. I'm about 10 minutes from downtown, y'all. It's been dreary, raining today. It's just overcast now. Very gray skies. I think it's supposed to be better tomorrow. I hope. I don't know. It really, the only thing it does is make my bones hurt because I have arthritis. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying hello. Y'all be sure to hit that like, love, laugh, cry if you need to, but you know, whatever. And if you can, hang a wreath on the door. Yes, H-A-R-E. And if you're not following, be sure to do that, y'all. I'm so close to 4,900. So close. Got a few more to get, but I'm close. I forget what my count was. It'll tell me right there. Anyway, I appreciate everybody. And if you're able to share it to some groups that allow you to, that would be nice. I need to give somebody my list of groups that y'all could share to for me. And so if you're willing and you don't mind, let me know in the comments that you would share for me, and I'll message you back and tell you who and where. Because it's hard for, we used to sit here all the time and start, hang on while I share it out. And I don't like doing that because then everybody wants to leave because they don't want to sit there and watch you sharing stuff out. And I totally get it. I do. So I have to wait till after my live. If you go to Hobby Lobby, is that what you're going to got? What is that? Where you got the blue ribbon? The ribbon with the gold? Yeah. And this other one, it is sort of goldish. I just feel like it's not as goldish. But it is gold. And there's rubber bands in between. But these both came from the Hoblob. This one right here is absolutely gorgeous. This one is too. I thought it looked more silvery, but it's kind of like it's not. I don't think it's as gold as this one. I don't know. It kind of looks, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the light hits it. Maybe it's just because this is more of a together plat. Like the gold is more in there than this is just kind of like streaked. But I probably will put this one in the next bow because I'm going to put 2 bows on this. Both of those came from the Hobby Lobby, yes. And Hobby Lobby, I need to go to my other store, which is the other direction. It's east. The other one I typically go to is west. I went there the other day when I was looking for rhinestones and stuff, and they didn't. Oh no, didn't go for rhinestones. I actually went to find some green picks to go in that gem design that I've got. And the gem design swag, y'all, is for sale if anyone's on here or you're interested. I do custom orders as well. We are going to finish that other one, the swag with the gems. This is an order for someone. It's a family member who's in the hospital. Well, she's actually in a nursing home. She had a major stroke. And she loves nutcrackers. And she's seen the peppermint one we did. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So I want to get this to her as soon as possible, especially with Thanksgiving being next week. And so I want to get this done. This is the bow we made. This is the ribbon. Let's see. This is a 2.5 ribbon that we, but let me put it right here. This with this gold, it just looks gorgeous to me. And it was so pretty up close and personal. Now I didn't put that 1.5 in this one because I felt like it was more silvery, but it's not. I'm going to put it in the next one. So, and like I said, we still got to fluff and range our bow like we want it and cut the tails and all that. But I wait till the end because I don't like my tails to get messed up. And in case you didn't know or you're on here, this is the gem. It's got a red one and a green one right here. And then, yeah, green and red. But I wanted some green picks. And my Birmingham Hobby Lobby didn't have nothing pick-wise that wasn't red. They had no gold and no Christmas green. Even the guy at the register said something about, there's a lot of people talking about there wasn't no green, like a Christmas green, y'all, a true emerald Christmas green. I'm like, well, you let your manager know that I ain't happy about it. He said, I will. Because, y'all really. And then I went to Michael's, and the only thing I could find was those wiry, and I've used these before. Hold on. I used to have a lot of these. I don't know where. Oh, I had one. I had some that was on a big old roll. But this is the only thing green I could find, and it was at Michael's. It's $6.99, but I think I got them like 2 for 1. It's half off. Yeah, they had their Christmas half off too. Michael's did. But Michael's is way more. But that's the only green I could find. So but I do want to go to my other Hobby Lobby. But it won't be today because I ain't got time. Maybe I have another. Let's see. My other doctor's appointment is the 21st. So tomorrow, maybe, depending on the weather. I'm not going if it's nasty rainy. But I would like to get some more green picks. Okay, it don't matter. I was going to count, but anyway, let's cut it. Okay, it's 1. Yeah, I just need to be off of here by like 2:15-ish, 2:30, Because my doctor's is only, if you go, get me. Okay, message that to me, not like this very second because it'll start dinging me, but message me and remind me you want both. You want the same ones I just showed you, the 1.5 and the 2.5, which are not identical, but they're the same color scheme. And, if you really want to, you could go back to where I was going live so often there for you. What, August, September? August? Girl, I can't even remember. What? September, October? It was August, September, wasn't it? For real. Okay, so anyway, you could go back and kind of fast forward through the video and see the ribbon section because you said, you didn't care, but you might could freeze the video when I showed the ribbon and see if there's something else that you really like. And then again, I'll go live and see if there's something else you want. As you said, I don't want no ribbon. And now here you go, I want ribbon. Yeah, love Sally. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I need 2 more. Hang on. I had to count to make sure. Because when you're getting close to the end, you want to make sure, you know, if you need to make your measurement a different couple of inches or something, because no one's ever going to really know that. No one's going to know that you cut a ribbon a little or mesh a little. No one's going to know, y'all. So, yeah. So I'm just going to cut this straight in half. Why? Why not? Let me cut it off this roll. And I really, like, unless I had to have this part, I don't like that part because it's like a manufacturer and it don't want to let you curl it like you want. So I'm going to cut it right here before that hard machine pressed. If I tear it all up, we can cut it straighter when I get it off. Y'all, it's such a very hard, and y'all do with mesh, y'all know. I don't need it, so we're going to cut it off. Okay. Maximus, I know it. I do love you. Let's Allie, let's me. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I was trying to get it somewhat centered. Where's that wild in? Did you fall? Okay. Well, dang. Okay, fine. I don't know. Both ends look fine. I don't know. We'll get putting it on there and it don't. We won't. We'll fix it. We'll cut it then. All right, so let's put some mesh on. Okay. Get a sip of tea. Hang on. Y'all, I ain't drink so much. I mean, really, that's been so long since I drank that much coffee. I mean, I have not had the jitters in I don't know how long. Alright. Like I said, I have the white if we, you know, feel like we want it, need it, whatever. Alright. Okay. Let me stand up. Alright, hang on. Hang on. Okay. All right. Okay. I do have this on a turntable. I have to put a little roll of ribbon to keep it from turning. But, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my ends just a couple of times, just so we hide that fray. And then I'm going to cruffle it up the center. And then I'm going to curl this end under. And y'all, this is some really good mesh. It's very thick. And I'm going to put mine with the curls coming up. Back in the day, we would cut 2 10-inch to make curls. And then a 10-inch to make a cruffle. So you know how many cut edges that was? Too many. Now, I'm not going to open up my ties, or should I? Maybe I will. Because this is a very thick blue. A lot of times you don't have to reopen your ties. And you don't. But if you do, because this mesh is super thick, I will not open up my tie on the next time. Okay? Actually, I think I want that to go up and down. Hold on. Let's turn this. This is the direction. I think I want it to go that way. Hold on, I need to do it over. Try to get it centered. Okay, I think that'll be better. Okay, I like that better. Okay, so again, I want y'all to see if y'all can see. Okay, so I'm just curling my edges just to, you know, like a burrito or taco thingy or whatever everybody else calls it. You just want to curl it a couple of times because that's your fray is all in there now. No one's going to see it. It's not going to happen. Okay. And then I'm just going to ruffle up the center. And the more ruffle, the more scrunching you can do in that center, the more of a ruffle effect you're going to get. Okay? Alright, so again, I'm going to go long ways with it. Try to make it center as possible. Keeping my poofs in place. Again, you do not have to open up your ties to do this. It's just what I prefer right now. But you do want to make sure that you press it in and hard and that you get it in there tight. If you don't get it tight, it's going to wobble because you've got space between your ties and your base. Okay? And this has been on there since last night, so you see it just stays because once that mesh gets in there and bent and smashed, that's why you can't stack wreaths on top of each other. Once they're smashed, there's no coming back. No coming back. Okay, curl that edge, scrunch it together, and we're going in. And this blue is super, super thick. If you was to go buy Hobby Lobby or Michael's mesh, 98% of the time it's so thin, I despise it. And I would only buy it if I had to. Like I had to have that color. But if I did, I would definitely make it a bigger length so I could ruffle it more. So it would be a little thicker together. You know what I mean? That makes sense to you? Right, so what you doing, Michael? You're soaking wet. I'm sorry. Hang on, y'all. I gotta get him a towel. He's soaking wet. I'm sorry. Give me 1 minute. Hold on. Get a towel. I'm sorry. Y'all, he goes outside and he gets wet. I mean, he is, and I did rinse my hands off, I'm sorry. But his hair holds the water. And thank goodness he's good. Y'all, he's such a good dog. He comes to me and says, I need a towel, Mama. That's a good boy. Yes, he is. Can y'all see my macrame prime? I gave him a good boy. Yes, he is. He's my good boy. Yeah, that's my baby dog. How are y'all doing today? All right. Moving right along, y'all. Mash that mesh down as hard as you can to your frame and give your ties a good 2 or 3 twists. You know, if you're using a thinner mesh, then you don't have to be so... Because it's thick is the only reason I'm opening up my ties. I needed something under this so it quit sliding around on me, but oh well. Here we are. Him is my baby dog. He is a very good dog. He gets a little, he don't mess with him when he's eating, and don't wake him up. Other than that, he's a good dog. He minds very good. Except when he wants to go outside, because we don't let him out the fence. Coco, she's used to going with Chris to the jobs, so she's used to cars and traffic and all that kind of stuff. He's not, and it scares me when he does get out of our fence. Because he'll go underneath it between us and the neighbors, which we had it blocked off, and then he had it blocked off with my door that I used to take pictures. So he didn't block it back off, and then he had to because Houdini over here. Y'all, he's so funny though. He was out in the, and I knew he was outside because I was making something for dinner earlier in the day. I was putting it in the crock pot, and I knew that he was outside because he didn't come running in the kitchen to see if I had him something to snack on. And sure enough, I turned around to come back through the hall, and I heard him bark out in the garage. I'm like, uh-huh. I knew it. One day, it was not this summer, last summer though. I was going to my girlfriend's, go to the pool, and y'all, he kept getting out and we didn't know where. And he would I locked the doors. I went outside to get my truck, and he's sitting in the front seat. I'm like, what? And so I brought him in. I blocked up what I thought the hole was that he had got out of. And I come back, and I go back outside to get in my truck, and he's sitting in my truck again. I'm like, what in the world? I tell my girlfriend, I can't leave. If I leave, he gets out, there's not going to be no one here. And that is a very thick, because that's where my two meshes, my both ends come together. So, you know, it's going to be fine, but, you know, but remember, this here is 21-inch mesh, so there's a lot in there. Pull it out. Let it be seen. Okay. Yeah, okay. We're almost done. This is the last one on the bottom. I'm going to use this. Tonight, or when I get back, I don't know what I'm going to do for supper. Probably make him go get me some or take me somewhere. I don't know. God forbid we do that. Y'all, he's so bad though. Just go get and come back. I'd like to get out of the house every now and then. No. The only place I get to go is freaking Walls of the Hellmart. Y'all, I hate going to Walmart. I really do. I despise it. Okay. Alright, so that's what we got so far with the blue. On the outside. Round the outside. Round the outside. Don't bump. Sorry, y'all. Alright. Okay. Now, we're going to go around in the center with our blue. And you could, okay, there's my crazy end that I cut a while ago. When you go to cut an end, or when you cut an end that's crazy, actually that's not bad. Well, not real bad, but hang on, I do want to straighten it up. It ain't too bad though. Let me show y'all, if I can. It gets, when you have all this right here sticking up, see that? That's why I try to cut it all in the same row, or as close as possible, and you don't get all that crazy. So let me cut that a little smoother, if you will, a little more evenly. And what I do is I try to take it from the inner row. It's just like your screen porch mesh, the mesh that's on the screen porch. You know, all the little squares. You stay in that same row of squares, you will have less fray. But if you have a lot of fray and you go to curl it, it's going to stick out of them holes, and you're going to see all that. That's why I try to keep my edges a little cleaner so they don't stick out of the other mesh. Whew. Let's see. Now we could go the opposite, but we're not. And by opposite, I meant like turn them sideways. But we're just going to keep it like we got it. Okay. Again, I cut these because I have 15 ties. My whole roll of mesh here, 360 inches divided by 15 ties gave us 24 inches. Although I went to like 23. Sometimes you'll be short a little bit. Sometimes, not all the time, but I like to be safe. And so I cut them at 23. Okay. I'm thinking, well, we got to do the black. I'm trying to think if I need to put that white in there to brighten it up a little bit. Let's put the black ones in there too, and we'll see then. Hold on. I wasn't sure which way went where. Sorry, I got lost on which way my mesh was going. I want that a little bit more even. Pull that one back up there a little bit more. And like I said, when we add the next curl and the ribbon, I will not open these ties again. This blue is very, very thick. That foil is, if it's a good mesh, it's going to be stiff, and that's what this is. It's very stiff. So you got to really push it down in there hard in your ties and make sure they're tight, or they're going to flop. And then when we add the next curls and ribbon, then we'll just add it straight on top of the blue. Just make sure you push down on your tie and twist it good when you're done with the ribbons. You know, as y'all know. We used to open up all the ties every time. And that's one reason everybody would do a bunch of bundles. They'd put their curls and their ribbon, everything together, put a chip clip on it, and then put them all in at one time, where you didn't have to always open up your ties over and over. Because if you're doing like a regular pipe cleaner, they will break. And these can too, they're wire. But they're not going to break as likely as a pipe cleaner, because these are very thick wire. Oh, the wreath box that my girl Marissa with Das Wreath Boutique, I said she won, well she bid on the wreath box kit that I had gave for donation. But when we did our live together, she had never had a work wreath form. And I'm like, what? But she said she usually uses green bases. I said, that's one thing I've really not done, although I have a bunch and I need to, you know, do one. And I said that would be something good for us to do together on a live maybe one time, is her do that work wreath form and me do a green base, because she ain't familiar with the work wreath and I'm not familiar with the greenery base, you know. And so many people use those green bases all year, all the time, and you can, you know, it's just another frame. So, okay, almost done here, y'all. Let me recurl that. Okay. I got one roll. Oh, okay. I thought I was done. Okay, I got one more twist tie. Good gravy. Say that real fast. Twist tie left over there. I thought I was done. I was like, wait, I still got a roll. Still got a curl mesh over here. Okay. That's so pretty. It is so pretty. It is looking pretty. It is, it is. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let me get my black and white. Okay. Hang on. See, I'm thinking I might want to add some white. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to put the black. I've got 7 to go in my inner ring. Okay. And what I'm going to do, because these are only like 12 inches long I made, we could do a little ruffle cruffle and make it like a 2. Like a 2 looper. This has got that one that's cut from the manufacturer because I need it just a little bit longer. Let me see if I can do it tighter. Just that one edge. Let's see. Let's see how we like it. I don't know. I think that might be cuter than doing just one big curl. And see, this mesh is thick too, for real. Let me see if I can push it tighter. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I can do all of them that way, because, let's see. I don't know if it's going to look okay. It might. We're going to go with it. And I'm kind of going at a different angle with it than I did the blue. Oh, shoot. I hit my light switch knob up here. Let's see. So I like that. That way. We still got to put ribbons and such. So I'm still debating. I might go around the outside with just white. Just to kind of pull it together. Hang on, I'm trying to curl. I know y'all can't probably see all that. So. It's going to be cute. It's going to be cute. And see, if it goes together, that's what we wind up with anyway, is one big curl. But I'm trying to make it look like two. But I only had a little bit of this black and white left. So they're only cut at like 12 inches. Which I was going to make one curl. But I like the look. Because it's going to be our nutcracker. Hold on, I've got my Band-Aid fraying now. Y'all, I burnt my finger so bad the other day. But it's about to heal. Been putting Neosporin on it every day. Alright. How are y'all doing today? Thank y'all for jumping on. Thank you for saying hey. Thank you for hitting that like. Life, love, laugh, cry if you have to. Hope everybody's doing good today. Okay. I'm trying to make it look like, you know, at least two little curls there. This is a Hobby Lobby frame. It only has 15 ties total. Most of these frames have 18 ties, but so it only has 7 on the inside. So that's why I'm doing just what I can with the black and the white. And we'll use it up. I need to get some more of this. See, some of these are a little longer. I think this was the last couple pieces where I just folded it in half. So, it's all fine. By the time we get everything else on here, no one will ever do. And it's fine. I mean, there's no big deal anyway. Okay? Okay? Hang on there. I usually put like a placemat underneath my wreath, and I didn't think about it. So now it's sliding all over my turntable. Okay. So I think I really thinking about going around with the white on the outside and do a curl on the outside of the wreath. So that's what we got right now. And let's see our nutcracker. Yeah, I think I'm going to like the white on the outside. Alright, so let's come back down here and let's cut some more mesh. Okay, we have 8 on the outside. And this one I do have a little bit more of. So, and see, this is a little thinner. It's not as thick, but it's came from Decor. You know, it's good mesh, but it's a little thinner. So, the stuff from Hobby Lobby and them, Michael's, y'all, it's like super thin. Super thin. Alright, so let me get my line straight. much as possible, and that didn't work. Not too bad. It wasn't too bad. Hold on, let me get real, y'all. My hands don't work still. You know, breaking your wrist does a lot of damage. Let me grab a sip of tea. Hang on one moment. Let me get water. Let me do water. Ah. When you use a rule or something flat, I do have a piece of marble over here that I use when I do like burning it with a wood burner, and to which I really love burning the mesh with a wood burner because there's very minimal fray. But depending on what method, sometimes that's not all necessary. Sometimes, depending on what you're doing, it just ensures a little less fray. Alright, so I'm trying to line up my square hole here. It's not easy. Okay. Well, shoot. I said okay. Oh well. Y'all, the thinner the mesh, the harder it is. Even though this is not a cheap mesh, it's still a little thinner. And it frays a little worse. But we're going to curl it in just like we did before. So, alright, so we need 8. Alright. So I'm going to go about 18. Ooh, let me do 16. I mean, to do 8, I better go a little, like, safer. I'm going to go about 16. If you ever do wind up with a piece of mesh missing or you don't have enough, you can sometimes cut one in half, or you can put your bow over it, you know, or your decoration or whatever you're putting on the wreath. You can always cover it up with a bow. Ask me how I know. No one knows, though. No one knows. I mean, it's not noticeable. You know it, but they don't. And they being your customer. I mean, it's hard for me to even find my own mistakes when I know what I did or didn't do, or, you know, it's hard for me to find my own once it's all said and done because you can't see it like you think. Okay, that's 2. That foil doesn't want to cut very easy. I'm off. Let go. Let go, mango. 3. Yeah. Maybe. Wow, that was way off. Hang on. That foil just don't want to cut. That's 4. I might ought to go a little less. Let me go like 14, 15-ish. I feel like I'm getting a little shorter here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. That's 5. So I just need 2 more. Okay. Well, that would have been fine. Okay. It's still fine. Alright. So let me cut this off again. Like I did a while ago. Let me grab the scissors. Although I don't like... Y'all, there's so many people, big designers who use scissors on it every day. But, you know, whatever works best for you, that's what you do. Okay. So now I'm going to cut this in half. Let's see. I'm curious. If I'd have cut 16... That would have been 16. I had it. It's right on the dime, but if I hadn't cut that other one just a little shorter, it would have been a little shorter either way, but yeah. So, both of these wound up being 15, 16. Alright. I ain't used to having a button on this thing. This came from Damon. Keep that mesh out of there. blow it out, whatever you got to do, because that mesh will keep it from rolling and cutting. Hello. Oh, did you? Okay. I have an eye appointment here in a little while, so I was wanting to come on here and just get this base finished up. Yeah. And I appreciate it. Is it what you have, or is it what they have? I'm just checking. Okay, so we're putting our white ones, if I can get it right in my hand, on the outside. We went in the, I only had a little bit of the black and the white left. We used it on the inside. So I'm going on the outside with just the white to help brighten that up. It's going to be super cute. Here's what we got so far. That's what it's going to look like. Are you still on, Jamie? I'll show you something. Hello, Miss Glitterbug. Ah! There went. Hold on. Mesh is falling. I was going to show you something real quick because I know you jumped on last night. Here's the way my drum turned out. And it looks just like it. I'm so excited. See his drum? I did add the bead in the top of the drum. But then we did this one. It took us 4.5 hours to figure out how to make triangles. But it did turn out really nice. I'm loving it. It's not the best because holding my... Oh, you're... Oh. Okay. No, you're fine. I just want to make sure, you know, see which way. How you like it? I think it looks great. I'm trying to decide whether I want to go with the string in between. There's not on his, so I'm kind of like, I don't think I'm going to. Thank you. I love it. I think it turned out so sweet. It only took 4 hours. I had everybody and their mama trying to help me learn how to cut a triangle. Because the whole front of that was 12 inches. According to Susan, 12.5. But anyway, because I did, oh, let me show you. This is how almost, literally, but look how I finished. It turned out super cute. Same thing on both edges, because that's where Susan said, well, it would have been another half. Well, either way, I mean, the triangle would have stopped right here if it had came, you know, so, but that wound up being perfect. Now, that's the back. You're never going to see it, but I did try to finish it, you know, and the bottom has finished. It's got the foam. Yeah, I love it. I just love it. I was so excited, and I did use the Aleene's tacky glue for my rhinestones, and I wasn't sure if it was going to hold like, because I've never dealt with it, with the rhinestones, but they held great. I'm just excited. Tomorrow I will have rhinestones. We're going to bling out this gem over here, that red one that I broke, but so excited. But I appreciate it, Jamie. I'll get with you. Thank you. I appreciate that, too. All right. Yeah, I was very happy. I got up this morning, I was running here to see if my glue had held on to my rhinestones. I was like, yes! It looks so cute. I did do a little video on my page of it, but I had to share and show it off. Look, it took us a while to everybody was trying to figure out how to draw the triangle, or, you know, what measurements to make it fit. And I wound up doing a 3x3 square and then fold it in half and then cut it like you would a dovetail. And, but it was a 3x3. And Susan, I was asking where she was. She's been with me for so long. And look, she's always been my mathematician. I'll say it again. Anyway, I was like, where's she at? And then she finally come on. And then she's like, no, do it this way. But Dusty, she's the one who told me to do a 3x2.5, and it would have been fine too, except it would have made me have to cut a lot more triangles, you know, just because it was thinner. But Susan's like, I promise, do it this way. So, and I know Susan does know her math. I think she was a teacher or something. So, you know, but anyway, it does look better with a 3x3 cut into a triangle. And then somebody, I think it was Ginger and them, said something about they were going to do, her and Carly was going to do some kind of, making a drum of some sort. I think it was them. But anyway, somebody's going to make a drum. I was like, just spent 4.5 hours trying to figure it out. The mesh will cover the, yeah. Definitely. That's why I was like, you know, I did want to make it finished looking all the way around and bottom and top. You know, it's going to a hospital where my cousin's at. My aunt paid for this. So, my cousin had a major stroke. So she's in a nursing home, but it's with hospital bed doors, you know. It's got like a hospital bed hospital beds, and she can't walk. She's in really bad condition, but she loved the peppermint nutcracker, y'all. Good gravy, say that real fast. Anyway, so my aunt was like, can you make her one? And I'm like, yeah. And I was thinking I was going to need to do a smaller one. I was like, wait a minute, because if she can't walk, I know she's got to have a regular door on her in her room, and she does. I said, good, I can make a big one, or bigger, you know, versus a 8 or 10 inch. So that's one reason. And I'm going to make the drumsticks this evening. I've got an eye doctor appointment here in about 45 minutes. And so I didn't want to get the glitter and the glue and all that out while I'm somewhat dressed, but I got to go to the Walmart too. I'm hoping to be back on later this evening. I don't know. We'll see. I want to, because I want to make the drumsticks. So I'm trying to think about how I'm going to make the drumsticks. Well, you know how to do it. Yes. Yes, we know now. And I saved my little templates. Look, Samantha's got a bag. I really do have a bag, an envelope of so many templates and drawings and things I've done in the past. But yeah, I mean, definitely. Because I'm like, how do I make sure it's the right size? Because look, it was a hot mess. But I saved both templates. I saved my other paper. But we have two different triangles. This is the one that was the 2.5 by 3, and this was the 3 by 3. So you can see the difference in the size. So it covered better with a 3 by 3. But yes, I definitely know more about how to do it. But it turned out so beautiful. I'm just excited. I love that foam glitter sheet from Ginger's. Dowel rods. Dowel. Oh yeah. I was like, wait, but I do have some. And I can cut them in half. There you go. You go with that smart thinking cat, girl. Everybody was like, because some of these people that's on my lives, they have been with me for years. And one of them said something about the first time she saw me live, I was doing, wow, my mat's like separating. I don't know why. But I was like, now I did do, she said, one of them said I did my nail, my fingernail, I had messed it up or something. I did my color on the live. I said, I bet it was when I was doing Dipsy Dip, because you couldn't go have your, you couldn't go nowhere. It was Corona. So I started doing Dipsy Dip. And another one said something about watching, oh, it was Vicky out of our group, Vicky K. She said, I remember watching you when you made the carrots, stuffing it with fabric and material. And I'm like, oh my gravy. It was so funny because she just, it's funny what people remember when they first watch you, you know. It was funny. I was like, because I did them for Easter, the little carrots. And I had just, I used to craft a lot. Hold on. Don't tell me I'm one short. How'd that happen? No. I got another white roll of mesh, but dang. How did that happen? How? Dang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I was thinking 7. I had 7 on the top and 8 on the bottom. Y'all, Samantha can't count. Can't make a triangle. My 24-inch line has a groove. Yeah, I get, yeah. Look. Hold on. Where's that? Well, oh, it's up here. Look at that. Man, that's a big cut. I mean, it's like deep. See how, that's like, that's the normal way of holding it. It's like a deep cut. And that's on the 6. I don't know. Oh, man, I got to open up another roll of white mesh. I counted 7 because I had 7 on the top and 8 on the outside. This is a Hobby Lobby frame. But I do like all the mesh on it. I think it looks good. That's all I'm going to do. And then my ribbons. But now I got to open up this other mesh. Let me see if I got one. Oh, wait, I might have one. I bet I do. I have a lot of spare mesh. I never throw away cut mesh. Or a half a roll. Here we go. Now look, this is that thin, but it's going to work. This is the one I was talking about earlier, if y'all are still with me. It's super thin. But it'll be fine. No one will know. They will never know. I don't know. I don't like that green in it. Hold on. I got some of that. I keep forgetting I have this little, like a bookcase, you know, with the little pocket folder, the little bag thing. What do you call them? Hang on. That is gold. Oh, that would be pretty. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to get it out and I can show it. So the little square bins, you know, the bookcase with like cubby holes. And all this is just partial rolls. But I do keep them. And that's got that pretty green. I need to leave that out. This is what your newspapers, our little newspaper ad things that would come in the mail. God, that's silver. That's so pretty. It's about gone. But just, you know, it's like right now. You need one piece. I know, right? I do try. But I totally forgot about this the other day. And I was like, oh my God, how did I forget? Y'all, some of this I've had forever. Some of it needs to go in the trash. I need white. I may have to use that one piece, which would be fine. But I thought I did. Hold on. I've got 2 or 3 of these little squares that's nothing but used mesh. And then I got new mesh. And I'm like, I forgot about the new rolls. No, that's yellow and blue. That makes one garbage. I do need to go through this stuff. What have you been doing today, girl? You been making anything? We're going to use this anyway. That's all I got. I'm not going to open up a whole new roll. It'll be fine. We'll put our bow or something over it, like I said. You'll never know. It's just got that kind of a green shimmer to it. It's fine. Alright. I use the same thing for my... I know, right? I mean, why not? And the Walmart, or you can actually order them off Amazon, but the umbrella bags, I've been doing that for years. My girlfriend got me a whole stack from the Walmart that you put your umbrella in. She snagged me about 100. I ain't even kidding. And, but they're perfect for the 21-inch mesh. You know, you don't have to worry, you know, because they'll touch and pull apart. So, I seen your wreath you're making for your sister. I love peppermint stuff. And I want to make, well, the peppermint nutcracker, that was a whole different uniqueness, but I've got enough to make some peppermint. But, you know, we're getting close to the, you know, time of the year. So I'm going to go a little longer so it's a little thicker because this is so thin. Try to line these up. I did like that. I love peppermints. I've made so many peppermint kind of stuff in the past. Sorry, it reminded me of something, but I made a great big one. My at the time friend, I told her I had to go live. Oh, the bags. I said on his live the other day that I had I think it was his, no, I think it was on, Raymond or somebody's live. Maybe Justin's. It probably was Justin. But anyway, I said something about I had got a bunch from the Walmart. He's like, they might have you on camera. I didn't tell him it was my girlfriend, but anyway. Alright, so we're going in. We'll just, you know, our ribbon tails will cover a lot of that anyway, so no worry. They won't even, no one will really pay any attention. You know what I mean? So, that blue mesh, it is some thick. It is really thick. That blue, it is, you know how it's like almost steel. You know what I mean? She picked it up this morning. Oh, did she? The town she lives in has a community Christmas celebration and houses with, win for the decorations. Cool. Okay, so that's what we got. Let me raise y'all up a little bit. Hang on. Alright. See if I can hold all this. And then we got a couple bows. We'll do our drumsticks. I do have the dowels, you said. Hold on, let me show you. And I can cover them with the gold foam sheet. I have all sizes of these dowels, you know. I'm sure you do too. I put them in this, like a towel, the paper towel roll, the inner board. Maybe that size. No, let's see. Don't want to use the great biggest. I don't know. I don't know. That might be better with the size of this. But cut it in half and then put a ball on the end. Ooh, an ornament. I can use an ornament on the bottom. And I don't know if I got gold spray paint, but I can glitter it. I can paint it and glitter it. Definitely, if she knows they're going to be doing it. You're right, shop the discounts. Yeah, I may just do that great big one. It'll be bigger. It'll be nicer. I mean, you know, they're not that expensive at Walmart. Okay. Now I've got all ornaments in there, so I'll definitely, I need to go find those so I can have it all together. Ooh, if I paint it now, then I won't have to worry about it later. Okay, I'm going to get off because I've got to get ready to go to the eye doctor. I want to get that together to make the ornament at the end. And so I don't want to just leave y'all hanging. But I appreciate y'all being here. And thank you, Jamie. I'll look at that as soon as I get a chance. Glue a foam ball. Well, I need a big... Oh, yeah, I got some bigger balls. That's a good idea, too. And that'd be a lot easier to glitter. Dang, my rack on the bottom's come loose. These shoe racks, I want to take them apart because they're falling apart. And they need to be, like, glued in. The pipes on each side. 2 gems. Glue 2 gems together. Like gems. Like the ornament gems. Gems. I'm going to assume you're talking about these great big ones. Because that ain't going to work. I got foam balls, the big, you know, like a big one, or 2-inch, you know, a 1-2-inch. I do gotta go to the little girl's room. I gotta hang up on you, or we're gonna have a little mess. But rhinestones. I don't have a big. Message me. All right, thank y'all. I appreciate it. I'll be back hopefully after a while. My appointment's almost at like 2:45, like what you used on the drum. Yeah, the rhinestones, but they're small. I don't have, these are the biggest ones I have, which is an 8. No, these were a 6 or 7. I don't know now. Those might be I gotta go to the bathroom. Thank you. I'll message you, or you message me, like what you used. All right. Have a great day, y'all. I'll see y'all this afternoon, I hope. 2:45. I gotta go to Walmart. I don't know. 5, 6 o'clock. We'll see. We might just do a drumstick and we'll go from there. Love you. Bye.